Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 1 of the old digital Victrola. You have to be quite old to remember when Victrolas existed. We had one when I was a kid, and it was a record player that didn't require electricity. You simply wound up crank handle on the side of the case until it was wound up all the way. Didn't want to wind it too hard, you'd break the spring otherwise. Then you just flipped a lever to put it into gear, put the needle down, the steel needle, down on your lacquer 78 RPM record, and enjoy the music. I'm your host, Bill Schmalfelt, and we begin our weekly series here in the last week of 2017 by taking a look at the top 10 countdown, the most popular records from 100 years ago today. Songs you've heard of, songs you've never heard of, groups whose names you either will or will not recognize, but these were the most popular songs 100 years ago. They're listed by record sales and sales of sheet music, as there was no radio at the time, other than the few experimental stations that may have popped up during the latter part of the decade known as the teens. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music from the old digital Victrola. Now, the American Quartet has 2 hits in our 1917 Top 10 countdown. The American Quartet was a 4-member vocal group that recorded for various companies here in the U.S. between 1899 and 1925. Like most of the groups at that time, membership varied over the years, but the most famous lineup, John Beeling as first tenor, Billy Murray as second tenor, Steve Porter as baritone, and William F. Hooley as the bass. They recorded for the Victor Talking Machine Company from 1909 to 1913. The same group of singers also recorded for Edison Records as the Premier Quartet, and for that and other labels as the Premier American Quartet. From 1912 to 1914, the quartet also recorded with countertenor Will Oakland as the Heidelberg Quintet. Their first entry in the countdown is a song that had a much more successful version recorded 21 years later by Wee Bonnie Baker. According to a 1945 article in the United Press, lyricist Ed Rose wrote the song when his friends, Mr. and Mrs. John Hanson of Akron, Ohio, began dating while attending college in Indiana. They were so conspicuously in love that Rose, who was also their classmate, wrote the song about them and presented them with the original manuscript. The number 10 song from 1917, the American Quartet with Oh, Johnny, Oh.
crazy about a certain little lad. Although he's very, very bad, he could be oh so good when he wanted to. Bad or good, he understood about love and other things. For every girl in town followed him around just to hold his hand and sing. Oh Johnny, how you can love. Oh Johnny, heavens above, you make my sad heart jump with joy. And when you're near, I just can't sit still a minute. I'm so oh Johnny, please tell me, dear, what makes me love you so? You're not handsome, it's true, but when I look at you, I just oh Johnny, oh. Johnny tried his best to hide from every girl he knew, but even this he couldn't do, for they would follow him most everywhere. Then his friends got him to spend a week or two at home. It's worse now than before, cause the girl next door hollers through the telephone. Oh Johnny, how you can love. Oh Johnny, heavens above, you make my sad heart jump with joy. And when you're near, I just can't sit still a minute. I'm so oh Johnny, please tell me, dear, what makes me love you so? You're not handsome, it's true, but when I look at you, I just oh Johnny, oh. Johnny, please tell me, dear, what makes me love you so? When I look in your eyes and you tell me those lies, I just oh Johnny, oh.
And there you have the number 10 song from 1917, the American Quartet, and Oh Johnny O. Moving on to number 9, Gus Van, the baritone, and Joe Shank, the tenor, were billed as Van and Shank. They were vaudeville stars and made appearances in the Ziegfeld Follies of 1918, 1919, 1920, and 1921. They made numerous phonographs for the Emerson, Victor, and Columbia record companies. With Shank on piano, the duo sang and performed comedy routines. Van was especially adept at dialect humor and could imitate any number of regional and continental accents. One of the team's typical novelty hits was Pasta Fazola, in praise of Italian food and sung in the appropriate style. Van's hearty baritone and Shank's high tenor harmonized well, and the team became known as the pennant-winning Battery of Songland. And 100 years ago, they had the 9th most popular record, For Me and My Gal.
What a beautiful day.
What a beautiful day.
For a wedding in May.
For a wedding in May.
See the people all stare.
Just see them stare.
At the lovable pair.
The lovable pair.
He's a vision of joy.
He's a vision of joy.
He's the luckiest boy.
He's the luckiest boy.
In his wedding array.
In his wedding array.
Hear him smilingly say.
What does he say?
The bells are ringing, ringing, for me and my gal. The birds are singing, for me and my gal. Everybody's been knowing to a wedding they're going, and for weeks they've been sewing every Tuesday and down. They're congregating for me and my gal. The parson's waiting for me and my gal. And sometime I'm gonna build a little home for two, for three or four or more. Enough land for me and my gal. See the relatives there.
See the relatives there.
Looking over the pair.
Looking over the pair.
They can tell at a glance.
They can tell at a glance.
It's a loving romance.
It's a loving romance.
It's a wonderful sight.
It's a wonderful sight.
As the families unite.
As the families unite.
Gee, it makes the boy proud.
That boy feels proud.
As he says to the crowd.
Says to the crowd.
The bells are ringing.
Hear the ring, hear the ring.
For me and my gal.
Don't you hear
The
that
birds are singing.
Hear the sing, hear the sing.
For me and my gal.
Me and my gal.
Everybody's been knowing. To a wedding they're going. And for weeks they've been sewing. Every Tuesday and Saturday. They're congregating.
That's a game.
For me and my gal.
The bride.
The parson's
Haven't
waiting.
wait.
For me and my gal. And sometime I'm gonna build a little home for two, for three or four or more. Enough land for me and my gal.
At number 9 in the top 10 for 1917, Van and Shank, For Me and My Gal. Our next song on the list appears twice in the top 10 a century ago. This version was recorded by Nora Bayes, a comedian and songstress who in 1908 married singer-songwriter Jack Norworth. The two toured together and were credited for collaborating on a number of songs, including the immensely popular Shine On Harvest Moon, which the pair debuted in Ziegfeld's Follies of 1908. Bayes and Norworth were divorced in 1913. She was married a total of 5 times in her life. After America entered World War I, Bayes became involved with morale-boosting activities, and the master showman George M. Cohan asked that she be the first to record a performance of his patriotic song, Over There. It was a number 1 hit, and it did well enough to make the number 8 spot in the top 10 for 1917.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, everyone for liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, stop stay. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart not to pine, to be proud our boys in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drum coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, show the Hun you're a son of the gun. Hoist the flag and let her fly. Yankee doodle do or die. Pack your little kit, show your grit, do your bit. Yankees to the ranks, from the towns and the tanks. Make your mother proud of you, and the old red, white, and blue. Over there, send the word over there, that the Sammies are coming, the drum coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there, over there,
number 8 song for 1917, the Nora Bayes version of George M. Cohan's Over There. You're listening to the old digital Victrola. I'm Bill Schmalfeld, and we move on to the number 7 position, where we meet Horace Wright and Renee Dietrich. They were known as the Somewhat Different Singers and were very successful in vaudeville, performing for about 30 years. They are also a married couple. Now, despite their success, there's woefully little information about them available online, but here they are with the 7th most popular song of 1917, My Own Iona.
I long to see you and me down among the hula hula hills, with their pretty little lace and reel, my heart with rapt or a thrill.
I'll never forget honey pet when we met underneath the everlasting moon.
I miss those sighing tunes, Hawaiian tunes and you. My own, your dark and dreamy eyes, they speak of paradise. My ukulele plays one alone again. Alone and calling me, my own, dear, my own. My own, your dark and dreamy eyes, sleep of paradise. My ukulele plays one alone again. Alone are calling me, my own, dear, my own. My own, your dark and dreamy eyes, they speak of paradise. My ukulele plays one alone again. Alone are calling me, I
Heh, how about that? My Own Iona, the number 7 song of 1917. Now for something completely different. Count John McCormick was an Irish tenor celebrated for his performances of the operatic and popular song repertoires. He was renowned for his diction and breath control. Now, they didn't have auto-tune 100 years ago. He was also a papal count, and he became a naturalized American citizen before returning to live in Ireland. Here, he performs the number 6 song in our top 10 for 1917, Send Me Away with a Smile.
Little girl, don't cry, I must say goodbye. Don't you hear the bugle call? And the fife and drum bid the fellows come where the flag waves over all. Though I love you so, it is time to go, and a soldier in me you'll find. When on land or sea they need boys like me, you would not have me stay behind. So send me away with a smile, little girl, brush the tears from eyes of brown. It's all for the best, and I'm off with the rest of the boys from my own hometown. It may be forever we part, little girl, and it may be for only a while. But if fight here we must, then on God is our trust. So send me away with a smile. When I leave you, dear, give me words of cheer to recall in times of pain. They will comfort me and will seem to me like the sunshine after rain. And mid shot and shell I'll remember well, you've a heart of a soldier too. And that through this war I am fighting for my country and my home and you. So send me away with a smile, little girl. Brush the tears from eyes of brown. It's all for the best, and I'm off with the rest of the boys from my own hometown. It may be forever we part, little girl, and it may be for only a while. But if fight here we must, then in God is our trust. So send me away with a smile.
Number 6 on our top 10 from 1917, John McCormick, Send Me Away with a Smile. Well, we've reached the halfway point in our top 10 of 100 years ago here on the old digital jukebox. So let's listen to Elsie Baker, an American singer and actress whose career spanned the gamut from vaudeville through silent movies to Victrola to radio, Hollywood, and yes, even television. Here she is with Hush-A-Bye My Baby at number 5.
Shadows are falling, where the sun
we move along to number 4, another World War I morale-boosting tune. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. It was featured in the American show Her Soldier Boy, which opened on Broadway in December of 1916. Performers associated with this song include Edward Hamilton, the Victor Military Band, James F. Harrison, Murray Johnson, Renald Warenroth, and here, the number 4 most popular record of 1917 by the Knickerbocker Quartet.
Private Kirk is a funny little codger with a smile, a funny smile. 5 feet none, he's a not a little dodger with a smile, a funny smile. Flush or broke, he'll have his little show. He can't beat a breath. All the other fellows have to grin when he gets this off his chest. Hey! Pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. When you balloon the front to line your back, smile, boys, and not style. What are you so worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Private Kirk went a-marching into Flanders with his smile, his funny smile. He was loved by the privates and commanders for his smile, his sunny smile. When a bunch of soldiers came along with a mighty swing, Kirk yelled out, this little bunch is mine. Keep your heads down, boys, and sing. Hey! Pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. When you balloon the circle like your bag, smile, boys, and the style. What are you so worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. When you balloon the circle like your bag, smile, boys, and the style. What are you so worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
So there you know, if you ever come in possession of an old kit bag, you'll know what to pack up into it. The Knickerbocker Quartet with the number 4 most popular song of 1917, Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag. The Victor Military Band was a so-called house band, a group created for a specific recording label. The number 3 song from 1917 was their recording of Poor Butterfly, written by Raymond Hubble, the lyrics by John Golden. The song was published in 1916. It was introduced in the Broadway musical The Big Show, which opened in August of 1916 at the New York Hippodrome and was sung in the show by Sophie Bernard. But here it is by the Victor Military Band on the old digital Victrola. Just one more song till we hit number one, the second biggest hit record of 1917. It sat at the top of the charts for 6 weeks. And if you look for information about the two artists that performs it, if you happen to find any, send it along to me. I can't find much about it other than on discographies. Their names were Anna Wheaton and James Herod, and the number two, second biggest hit of 1917 was Till the Clouds Roll By.
I'm so sad to think that I have had to turn you from your home so coolly.
I'd be gaining nothing by remaining. What would Mrs. Grundy say? Her conventions, kindly recollect to them. We must please respect to them duly.
But my intrusion needs explaining. I felt my courage waning.
Please, I beg don't mention it. I should not mind a bit, but it has started raining. Oh, the rain from the pits of fire, and I like to be safe in bed. Skies are weeping when the world is sleeping, from the weeping on ahead. It is strange to remain unshattered and to wait for a clearer sky. Let us gather, let us fly for shelter, till the clouds roll by. It is vain to remain unshattered and to wait for a clearer sky. Let us gather, let us fly for shelter, till the clouds roll by.
There it was, the number two record of 1917 as determined by record sales and sheet music sales. Anna Wheaton and James Herod, Till the Clouds Roll By. Now, if ever a song was firmly associated with World War I and the career of its composer, it's the number one song of 1917. It would later become the most popular song during World War I, with over 2 million copies sold. Notable early recordings include the one you heard earlier at number 8 in the countdown by Nora Bayes. Now, according to Michael Duffy of FirstWorldWar.com, composer George M. Cohan later recalled that the words and musics to the song came to him while he was traveling by train from New Rochelle to New York shortly after the U.S. had declared war against Germany in April of 1917. The song was a popular patriotic song during the First World War, and on June 29, 1936, President Franklin D. Roosevelt awarded Cohan the Congressional Gold Medal for this and other songs. The most popular record of 1917, the American Quartet with Over There.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart be proud her boys in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums drumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. Johnny, get your gun. Johnny, show the hung, you're a son of a gun. Fight the flag and let her fly. Yankee, do or die. Pack your little kit, show your grit, do your bit. Yankee to the ranks, from the towns and the tanks. Make your mama proud of you, and the old red, white, and blue. The drums drumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there.
And there you have it. You've just heard the 10 most popular records of 1917 as determined by record sales and sales of sheet music. To recap, number 10, Oh Johnny Oh by the American Quartet, For Me and My Gal by Van and Shank, Over There as recorded by Nora Bayes, My Own Iona by Horace Wright, Send Me Away with a Smile by John McCormick, Hush-A-Bye My Baby by Elsa Baker at number 5, Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag by the Knickerbocker Quartet at number 4, Poor Butterfly by the Victor Military Band at number 3. Number 2 was Till the Clouds Rolled By, performed by Anna Wheaton and James Harrod. And number 1, Over There by the American Quartet. Next time we gather around the old digital Victrola, we'll begin to explore the music of 1918. Have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year, and join us here next time when we all gather around the old digital Victrola. I'm your host, Bill Schmalfeld. Thank you for listening. Time to get out of here now before the wind-up I gave this Victrola runs out of steam and the record slows down to a stop. That's how you knew you had to give it another crank.